Hello everybody! Welcome on in, hope everyone's day is going well. And we are back in for our first Zelda game since we did Tears of the Kingdom, I want to say a year and a half ago? I don't even... No, at least a year, because we've been doing Persona 5 for the last year. And the structure I want to do on this, because part of this stream is one, because I want to replay the whole franchise. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's been a very long time since I've done it. But two, I wanted to approach the franchise as, like, replay the series as a way to attempt to disentangle the entire overarching deep lore of it. And I think I found an interesting way to do it, which will involve it's going to involve audience participation. We're all going to get involved in it throughout the whole thing. So, long story short, we are going to be playing through each game in release order and pretend as though we know nothing about the rest of the franchise. We're going to look at each game individually in a vacuum as it was released from 1986 moving forward, and try to see how the narrative and the deep lore evolved over time, look at the symbolism behind everything. And some things, I did a little bit of research last week, which is why I took last week off for streaming, but the homework for everybody who's watching is either during stream or in the comments after the fact. I invite everyone to either correct anything that I present throughout the course of the stream, and B, if you have any other ideas or you have your own knowledge and research, let me know. Hey, Generally Break, welcome on in. So it's going to be a collaborative effort, because eventually what I want to do is have a single edited video for each game as we go that includes both what I bring to the table and what the entire audience, the student body, brings to the table at the end of the day. No, Enrique, there is no CDI Zelda games. Those never existed, and we shall never talk about that again. And for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to give a big shout out to Generally Break, who's in chat right now. He has helped me for the past week getting some translations done, among other cultural things with cultural significance that's going to be shown up in this playthrough. As he knows some of these topics way better than I do, so I very much appreciate the help there, buddy. Alrighties, so while we're still gonna kind of talk about the rest of the franchise as we go, we're gonna analyze this as if nothing else has happened yet, as if we're going back in time to 1986 and Zelda 2 doesn't exist. And with that said, let me throw my headphones on and let's get going. So, are you the one who haven't played yet? No, I've played the whole franchise, Wimby. So, before I hit the play button on this, so the Legend of Zelda franchise, actually the original The Legend of Zelda with the gold cartridge on the NES, was the very first video game I have conscious memory of playing when I was like 4 years old. And it's my first gaming love. Me and my sister would get together every time a new game came out, and we'd sit down and play it through to completion together. And this happened all the way up through Breath of the Wild was the only one where we didn't do that. So it's something that's this franchise and the Silent Hill franchise was me and my sister's games growing up. So it's kind of a very nostalgic for me at the end of the day. But yeah, let's go ahead and get going, and I'm gonna rely on everybody to let me know how the audio's going, because for some reason when I stream off a Switch, it doesn't record in stereo. It's sometimes the right ear just falls out, and you only have left ear coming through. So let me know if that happens, and I can fiddle around with the wires and it'll work. All right. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and reset the game so we can watch the opening crawl. I switched it over to Monofleur Rouge, but for some reason it still only shows up. Sometimes if the wires aren't right, it'll switch over. So why is the Triforce piece upside down, and why is that sword a rapier, not a broadsword? Long ago, Ganon, Prince of Darkness, stole the Triforce of Power. Princess Zelda of Hyrule broke the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 pieces and hid them from Ganon before she was kidnapped by Ganon's minions. Link, you must find the pieces and save Zelda. Well, I have an idea of why it's upside down, but I'm not sure why they put it in the title screen, because the reasoning it's upside down later in the game, I think I have an idea, but as it stands, no idea for the time being. Alright, and with that said, we are going to switch over off the main screen real quick, because I want to bring to the attention one cool little thing. So let's transfer over. Where are you? So we are going to use the old school instruction manual, because there's a lot more details to that, the prologue of the story. Unfortunately, back in the day, the game cartridges didn't hold a lot of hard drive or memory space, so you had to tell the story through the instruction manual. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using the instruction manual throughout it. Oh crap, there's no thing on screen. Give me a second. I have the wrong display. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So we're going to be using the old school instruction manual. So a lot of the storytelling is going to be done through here, but we're also going to be looking at both the English and the Japanese translations as we go, because there's some subtle contextual differences. So let's read this part of it. A long time ago, the world was in an age of chaos. Hold on, let me move my microphone because I can barely see this. In the midst of this chaos, in a little kingdom in the land of Hyrule, which implies that where we're at is only a small section. Like, Hyrule's not this huge over-encompassing thing, it's kind of a little section. A legend being handed down from the generation to generation, the legend of the Triforce, golden triangles possessing mystic powers. One day an evil army attacked this peaceful little kingdom and stole the Triforce of Power. This army was led by Ganon, the powerful Prince of Darkness, who sought to plunge the world into fear and darkness under his rule. Fearing his wicked rule, Zelda, the princess of this kingdom, split the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 fragments and hid them throughout the realm to save the last remaining Triforce. The last remaining. So they're saying outright there's only 2 Triforces. And in the Japanese translation, it doesn't say the legend of the Triforce was passed down. It said that the Triforces, plural, themselves were what's passed down through the generations. So they didn't, at this point in time, they didn't consider the Triforce to be what we know as the 3 triangles. They considered it to be each individual triangle was a quote-unquote Triforce. And there's only 2, Power and Wisdom. At the same time, she commanded her most trustworthy nursemaid, Impa, to secretly escape into the land and find a man with enough courage to destroy the evil Ganon. Upon hearing this, Ganon grew angry, imprisoned the princess, and sent out the party in search of Impa. Braving forests and mountains, Impa fled for her life from her pursuers. As she reached the very limit of her energy, she found herself surrounded by Ganon's evil henchmen. Cornered, what could she do? But wait! All was not lost. A young lad appeared. He skillfully drove off Ganon's henchmen and saved Impa from a fate worse than death. His name was Link. During his travels, he had come across Impa and Ganon's henchmen. Impa told Link the whole story of the Princess Zelda and the evil Ganon. Burning with a sense of justice, Link resolved to save Zelda, but Ganon was a powerful opponent. He held the Triforce of Power, and so, in order to fight off Ganon, Link had to bring the scattered 8 fragments of the Triforce Wisdom together to rebuild the mystical triangle. If he couldn't do this, there would be no chance for Link could fight his way into Death Mountain, where Ganon was lived. Sorry, it's kind of hard to read this because of the image in the background. Can Link really destroy Ganon and save Princess Zelda? Blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's switch back real quick. Now, one cool little detail that I want to throw in there before we even get going is it's kind of semi-well known, but at this point in the franchise, if we look at a couple things, look at Link's shield, and look at the original translation. If we're looking at the items, the Book of Magic is referred to as the Bible in the original Japanese. Link is very explicitly intended to be a Christian knight, aka a Templar knight. And there's a lot more imagery that goes into that in later games in the series, but from the very beginning, Link was intended to be a Templar knight, which makes sense if we look at the story we just read about him saving Impa, because one of the duties that was given to the Templar Knights was the protection of to defend and guard travelers as they were going to holy sites, which is kind of what he just did for Impa, as protecting a traveler. But with that said, let's get back to the game. And this is not the only time we're going to see that Christian symbolism appear. It's going to be throughout the first, I want to say, 4 games. Actually, it's kind of really throughout the entire franchise, but they're less overt with it. In this one and the first 3 games, they very explicitly showed Christian symbolism throughout the whole thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. And let me grab my notes, because I have a lot of notes. Okay, let me know how the audio's going. I think I got it all mastered properly, so my voice in the game is working, so just let me know. And it makes sense, too, because they keep referring to Ganon as the quote-unquote Demon King, which would make sense if he's a Christian knight, because he's literally slaying demons. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this! Sorry, you can't read that without hearing that song, the Ego Raptor song. Let's be 100% honest. Boom, 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 boom. Alrighty, so before we head over to the first dungeon, we're gonna go on a very long circle. Because we can do a lot of work before we even enter the first dungeon. And if anyone's wondering, I'm playing this on an SNES controller. So we're gonna head all the way to the right hand of the map, and we have to have 20 rupees before we get there. Oh, I want that. Found Japanese with expression in terms of action. They used to use Western religions. Yeah, and the funny thing is, most likely the reason they decided to use a lot of Christian symbolism in this is because how the West looks at Eastern religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, and Shintoism as some kind of very esoteric and divine religions. That's how the East looks at Western religions. They see it in the same way. So they looked at Christianity as some kind of esoteric and very occult theology. Give me my heart back! Okay, well, we got our 25 rupees, and that's all I really cared about. And there is some other things we can find in this game, too. There is a little bit of Buddhism in this, as well as Celtic folklore. And I'm about to die real quick. I just want my heart back. Bombs! Actually, that's all we needed. The only reason I wanted 20 rupees is because we're going to head over and purchase some bombs, but if we got them naturally, we're going to use them. Heart piece! Already, let's go. You can hear the game fine. Yeah, just mostly the mastering to make sure that the audio levels are good. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to get all the way to the area I want to get to first. We can get through it this way. It's not the shortest route, but we can get there. So, when I was doing my test runs, technically I've gotten this so I can beat the whole game in about 3.5 hours, but considering how much I'm going to be talking, I seriously doubt that we're going to get through it all in 3 hours. Come on, give me hearts. Wow, I've never had this where they don't give me hearts that quickly. Okay. I'm probably gonna die. It's a secret to everybody. Alright, I need to be very careful here. I usually don't take damage, so I'm kind of embarrassed at the moment. Yeah, sorry, it's kind of hard to read chat when I'm playing this because every screen is so dangerous. These screens are very dangerous. When I get to a safe room, I'll try to take a look. It's a secret to everybody. Now, I've heard some interviews about the reason... Actually, let me just get a heart piece so we stop beeping. I can get a heart piece in this next screen, so let's do that first. Haha! Oh, another one. Boom! I love how they give it to me right when I walk away. Ka-ching! Alrighties, we're good. So, one of the interviews that I've read basically is saying that the reason why it says it's a secret to everybody, where the original translation was like, please keep this a secret from everybody, and it's because we literally have a moblin. Yes, and they're called moblins in this. Let me give it a second. Let's switch over to the other screen real quick. Let's switch over to the enemies. Come on. Yeah, it's spelled with an L. Moblins. No clue why. But because a Moblin is literally helping Link, and they're the army of Ganon. So for some reason, one of them decided to betray Ganon and help us. Weird. Oh god, I really wish I had all my hearts, because this screen is so much easier if I have laser beams. Show this to the old woman. Now, in Hyrule Historia, they actually tell you what this note says, and in essence, it's stating that this is a brave young lad who is an acquaintance of Impa. Basically give him what he needs, help him out. Which is kind of weird, because it would imply all the old men and old women in this game know Impa very closely, and that the simple fact that we know Impa means that they all should assist us in our quest. Now, we know what that means in the context of later games in the franchise, but as of now, we don't have any of that information yet. We don't know what the, spoiler alert, Sheikah are at this point in time, but it's kind of like a precursor. All we know is there's a secret society that Impa is a part of. Now, a really cool little detail, which it's technically non-canon, but I want to talk about it anyways. So the rules when it comes to non-canon sources during the playthrough is it's going to pass my little Turing test. A, does it actively contradict the plot of the game? If it does, we're going to just ignore it outright. If it does not contradict the lore of the game, then we're going to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Does it benefit the plot of the story, or is it detrimental and take away from the plot? Now, in the manga, the 1980s manga adaptation of this game, the one specifically by Maruran, they claim that the scene with Impa and Link before the start of the game goes a little bit longer, where she she gives him a necklace, a pendant, that actually glows, and it glows when it's around a Triforce shard, which is how Link finds all the dungeons throughout the course of adventure, or I should say labyrinths, throughout the course of the adventure. And immediately after that happens, Impa dies. She just flat out dies in his arms after he saves her. Now, that's never explicitly stated in the game, but it doesn't contradict the game, so it's really up to everybody if they want to accept that. Weirdly, DGC, there's 3 mangas for this game that I found. One of them is the one I just discussed, and it weirdly enough has Link with a talking parrot companion that after drinking water from a fairy fountain grows 10 times as big. Don't know why. And there's a lot of villagers, including he has a companion. Link has a companion that goes with him throughout 7 of the different dungeons. And after Link is captured at the end, literally that companion leads a revolt that frees Link from prison. Weird shit, but again, non-canon sources. And then the second manga adaptation that came out, I want to say the same year, claimed that Link was an apprentice gardener in Hyrule Castle, and that's how he got involved in the whole thing. And also the reason he has pointy ears is because he's half-elf. Now, that's obviously directly contradicts everything about what we know of the Zelda series, so it's very, very non-canon. But it's interesting regardless. Because at this point in the story, there is no Hyrule Castle whatsoever. Remember, this is in the era of decline. Like, they say the era of chaos, but they later use that term, I believe, to refer to the time period before Skyward Sword. So in the Historia, they refer to this as the era of decline. Not an apprentice gardener, apprentice gardener. ₹100. So when I said there's a lot we can do before we get to the first dungeon, I meant it. Ah, there we go. I feel safer already. What age of Hyrule would I least want to live in? Oh, Lord. I mean, it really depends. I mean, probably the Era of the Wilds, just because it's kind of like you're actively... Everything's absolute shit. Are the Zora still Zora? No, I was going to bring that up once we get to there, but in this translation, they're referred to as the Zola with an L, but that's probably just because the L and R's get interchanged a lot. Honestly, Wind Waker seems like a pretty chill point in time. But that's just me. Come on, grab him. Now, we don't need to do this, but I'm going to walk into this anyways. So we get a clue about this in a later dungeon, but this lady here, which also is an acquaintance of Impa, from what we read and we know from the letter, she'll give us hints on stuff to do, specifically how to get into one of the dungeons. Majora's Mask is your least wanted to live in? Oh, Majora's Mask would be horrible. Okay. Of course, he had to spawn. Crap! We're dead. I am totally dead. There we go, we're good. And since we have 5 hearts, we can actually get the white sword now. We now deal double damage. Alrighty. Now, a cool little detail about the white sword is that moniker shows up in many of the games in the franchise. Like, the white sword is referred to in, I want to say the sequel, it's referred to in Skyward Sword, Minish Cap, it's all over the place. And the information we get in the Historia is that a white sword is an exceptionally powerful sword in the sense that it can also be imbued with additional magic. And that is the method used to create Master Swords, plural. Is you take a white sword, imbue it with unbelievable magic, and it becomes a Master Sword. And yes, we're going to talk about, later in the franchise, the fact that there's more than one. Let that sink in for a second. Hey look, we got another heart piece. The Picori Blade? Well, weirdly enough, the Picori Blade, after it's broken by Vati... Sorry, we're talking about future games now. But the Picori Blade is later forged into a white sword, which then later becomes the Four Sword after it's imbued with all the elements. Yes, a heart container, sorry. Alright, we now officially have the magic shield, so we can block the Zola's bullshit. Ah, you jerk. We'll get our hearts back pretty soon. Hold on, I think this is it. No, this is not. It's the next room, sorry. You're just thinking about Bubble and how the, well, we're going to talk about the Bubble enemies in this, later on in this stream. If anyone wonders why I know where I'm going, I have beaten this game way too many times. I have it roughly down to muscle memory at this point. But we will need some more bombs, so let's go buy some real quick. And it's to the point where I almost never will go straight to the first dungeon. I'm gonna get overpowered as hell before we get there. Come on, hit him. Now, I don't know what it is, but the blue Tektites seem to have one of the highest % chance of dropping rupees in this game. The others are the ropes, which we'll find later. Yeah, I know this one very well. Until we get into the last couple dungeons, but... at least the Overworld stuff, I'm pretty well versed. Oh, there's the bomb I needed. Now we don't need it. Let's head on back. The 2 DS games? Are you talking about the Oracle games or like Link Between Worlds and stuff like that? Come on. Wait, hold on. Hold on, I did forget something over here. I apologize. Before we go to the first dungeon, I want to get the arrows. Jeez, we're gonna have all the rubies we need before I even find the next model in caves. Did not think that they would respawn already, but whatever. Hello there. It's a secret to everybody, yes we know. Oh, that's a lot. I probably should have saved that one until I purchased the arrows, but whatever. Where is it? I know it's around here somewhere. Bum, 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 bum. There it is, that's what I'm looking for. Spirit Tracks? Spirit Tracks Zelda was actually one of my favorites. Just because we got to see much more of her than in other games. Because she was kind of the companion character throughout the entire game. Any Zelda games I'm not going to be playing? Not because I choose to, but most likely the 4-Sword and 4-Sword Adventure games I won't be playing just because I physically can't play them. Those two I've never played simply because of that reason. It's kind of impossible to. What's up, Draco? Flurries, there are no CDI games. We shall never speak of those. Ever. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, I'd love to play the 4-Swords games. Now, what we might do is, like, watch a long play of it together, but yeah, I physically can't play them. Well, V-Diffuser, if you know how to play those games solo, let me know, because I'll do it. It's just I've never been able to get it working. Die, get out of here. GameCube. I don't have my GameCube anymore, unfortunately. This is really what it comes down to. We're already maxed out on bombs, so we're good. Switch on... Actually, I can't artistic. I've tried doing the 4 swords on Switch Online, and it does not let me. It still requires me to have a second person. Thank you. So this lady obviously knows Impa. There we go. Hey, no worries, Frost Gem. Glad you can make it in. So yeah, if anybody has any additional information that I don't bring up, please let me know. Because the whole idea is we're going to do this as a group project and learn as much as we can about this franchise, or this specific game. Zelda's your wheelhouse? Nice. Yeah, it's one of those franchises I play to hell, but it's usually the same games in the franchise I play, and I haven't revisited with my analysis hat on. Like, I have not gone through the entire franchise with my analysis hat on. Your first game is Link to the Past. That's probably the one I played the most. Okay, fingers crossed. I think I kind of messed up my route by grabbing that other one before buying the arrows, but that's my bad entirely. You feel ancient just looking at this? Aye, jerk. Same here, Draco. This is the first game I have conscious memory. Oh, nope, we're good. Perfect. We got exactly what we need. Now, technically there is... Normally, if you don't have enough, there's another 30 rupees in that bush, but we don't need it, so we're good. Because 255, for some reason, is the max. I don't know if that's a memory issue with the console or something. I don't know. Because a lot of the stuff, how they had to design this came down to symbol limitations. So who knows? Because I think a lot of the difficulties newcomers have to getting into this franchise is because they approach it with full understanding of how the split timeline works and how the games interrelate, so they can't appreciate each individual game as it was released. So we're going to pretend that nothing else has happened. That's not a very good sales pitch. Boy, this is really expensive. That's actually not what he says in the Japanese. He says this is really a bargain, which is that polar opposite meaning, but whatever. Okay, and now we officially have the blue tunic, so we now deal double damage and take half damage. Because, yes, I'm absolutely crazy. Okay, and with that, I think we are ready to enter the first dungeon. I feel like we're going to be very overpowered at this point, but it's okay. Now, I got a question, and I want to get you guys' feedback. Do you want me to do these dungeons optimally? Meaning, because you can technically end the game with, like, I want to say 10 spare keys. You don't have to get all the keys in the game. In fact, some dungeons can be beaten without collecting any of the keys, but using bombable walls. Or do you want me to just go through the dungeon's ends intended and go through all the rooms? It's up to you guys. I don't mind either way. Hey, good evening, Nick. How you doing? You don't care? Do it my way? Alright. I will do it my way. Hey, you. You, come here. I want to get your heart. And you don't have a heart. You are a jerk. Well, the thing is, Canitas, there's not a lot to really miss in these. I mean, we can, if we really want to, we can see all the old men, but most of the old men in these dungeons don't really serve a purpose, because they're mostly just giving hints about stuff either in the dungeon or in the overworld. But for the most part, we don't need their input. But that is one question that I've been trying to figure out, is who built the labyrinths? Because I don't think we ever get an official answer to that question. I've tried to find it online. I know in the sequel, who built the palaces in the second game. But in this game, I don't think we ever get that information released to us. And if that's the case, then why did Zelda end up having the Triforce shards be hidden in these? Like, I'd presume they're probably built by the royal family at some point, just because this is the hiding place that Zelda used. Oh. So I forgot to bring this up, hold on. Let me bring up my other page of notes real quick. So in this dungeon, we're going to go over all the enemies as we go through the dungeons, because some of them are kind of cool. Most of them are nothing. Like Stalfoses, we know what those are. They're just skeletons that got up and started attacking us, whatever. But Keese, weirdly enough, have not Keese themselves, but there's a secondary enemy in the game related to the Keese called Vire, which we'll talk about them later. But the name Keese for bats, I believe, comes from you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Break, but is an onomatopoeia for Kiki, which is the sound of a high-pitched shrieking sound. Because bats make high-pitched shrieking, so Kiki, it's Keese. This is a royal catacomb. I mean, it's a possibility. Like, we don't have confirmation. But if that's the case, then why are all these enemies here protecting it? So is it like a trial intended, or was all the Triforce pieces captured by Ganon and he kept them here safe until he could reunify them? I don't know. This is like one part of the story that we don't really get information on, unfortunately. Now normally I won't come into this room, but at the very least I'll get the map and the compass. Just for the fun of it. Your theory is that these games have shown the archetypes are locked in an everlasting, never-ending conflict. They'll always fight, and old generations predict what will happen. I mean, I will say yes to 100% Wimby, but I will not comment, say that in context of this game, because at this point in the game, Skyward Sword hasn't happened, so we have no knowledge of the reoccurring cycle and the Curse of Demise and stuff like that. All we know is that we have literally Link as a Templar Knight shows up in order to slay a demon. That's really it. That's the long and short of it. Oh, and I saw in some interviews too that a couple of the original inspirations for Ganon comes from some of the antagonists from the book Journey into the West, which there was a pig-faced individual and a bull-headed gentleman as the main antagonist. Isn't Link just a wandering young boy in the manual at this point? I mean, that's all they say is that he was a traveler. They just say traveler, and that's the only context they give us. But given the religious imagery that we've seen so far, we have the red cross on his shield, meaning that he's protected by God, and red, it's kind of harkens back to Templar Knights. We have the Bible we'll find later in the game, and there's some other imagery we'll get to, which is kind of weird. Now, we can technically go through this key right here, but we are not going to waste our keys unnecessarily. Now, this dungeon is the Eagle, and I'm probably going to need some assistance on this because I'm more familiar with the Western interpretation of a lot of these animal spirit symbols, but I presume that Nintendo made these from an Eastern perspective. What if the Demon War in this Ganon's actually... No, this it's explicitly Ganon. It's in the instruction manual. Again, whoa! I forgot, if you attack them, the fire will... Which, oh my gosh, that's actually kind of interesting. Because Link eventually gets the power to use that kind of fire. And because when you get the Bible in this game, it gives you the power to summon fire from the magic wand, and it's basically described as a sacred or holy divine fire that Link can now summon as a result of possessing the Bible. So it's funny that those two flames, it starts attacking us. It's probably the old man, or whatever we want to call them. They're using the same kind of spiritual fire to attack us in defense. The eagle is the eye in the Chinese myth. You assume that it's Zhu Baishi. Yeah, that's what I got for the most part as well, when I was looking up Eastern interpretations. But I need to study more mythology for that. So the old men are basically cuckoos. Basically, yeah. And these are called gorillaz. Now, I don't think there's a proper... I don't think the word means anything. I wasn't able to find a source for what it's in reference to, but they're just referred to as little demons. You're a Chinese myth guy? Gotcha. And we have the arrows. It's actually kind of sad that you get the bow in this dungeon, but if you didn't buy the arrows beforehand, you can't use the bow. Yeah, like if we want to look at the manual quick, we can switch over. But yeah, so we have all the enemies here. So these are gorillas, a little devil that lives underground. He uses boomerangs. There are two types, blue ones and red ones. Watch out for them because they're stronger. And then Keese over here, yeah, Vire, I mentioned them before. We'll discuss them later. But yeah, they just call them little demons, which goes with the themes even more. Alright. Yeah! Now again, here we can choose to use the key and go that direction if we want to. Or we can say screw it and just bypass the lock altogether. Now realistically, we only need minimum or maximum another 80 rupees. Because the only thing we have left to buy in this game is the bait. And we don't need that, I want to say, until Dungeon 6? If I remember correctly. You little shite. And we have the boomerang, we're good. Actually, we don't need the boomerang right now. I won't have the arrows. Now we can bypass this room so we don't need that key, but let's just do it. Which dungeon is my favorite? Oh. Honestly, I won't really say I have much of a favorite dungeon in this game, because there's no theming behind it. It's really... I'd say maybe, like, Dungeon 5 has some decent theming in it, but it's all if you read between the lines. Alright, so that dragon is called an Aquamentus, and don't really have much of an etymology behind it, but actually me and Break found this the other day. I thought it was really cool, so let me pull this up on my computer. But the image And the character design of the Aquamentus most likely came from a 1960s TV show called Ultraman, where this was a creature, weirdly enough, named Dodongo. This creature is named Dodongo. It is literally the model they most likely use when making Aquamentus. And it was called Dodongo, which is funny if you know the franchise as well. Alright. Dungeon 1, done. Yeah, Unicorn Dragon, Nah, I'm gonna just keep the arrows out for the most part. Maybe I'll switch over to the Boomerang, I lied. Because as long as I have my laser sword, there's really no need to use the arrows because you do more damage to the white sword anyways. Okay, Dungeon 2, let's go. Your grandmother's coat of arms has features a green dragon. That's cool. Yeah, I'm playing on Switch 1 right now, and no, I do not. We'll talk about the Pole's voice and how that all works when we get to that dungeon, unfortunately. But it's kind of a shit thing. Like, the Pole voice enemies in the Western version of this game, it's kind of sucks what they did with it. But we'll get there when we get there. And dungeon number 2. Now this one is the moon. And again, I know most of the Western interpretations of this symbol. I know the moon associates with Tsukiyomi in the Japanese mythology, but I don't know much beyond that. Now, for some reason, these ropes, which are the name of the snakes, have the highest drop rate when it comes to blue rupees in the game. And rupees in general. So if you don't use the Moblin holes, caves to get the money, this is the next best place to grind. Oh, no, 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 no. Who said that? Who said that? Snark, did you just say Link is shooting ropes with his sword? Out of the gutter, people. Out of the gutter. I mean, they look like ropes artistic. Okay, let's head up top. Snakes definitely look like ropes. Oh, we hit the ringleader. So it doesn't say this in the game, but in the instruction manual, one detail that they have in the instruction manual is there was a conversation between Link and Impa at the beginning where she gives him a bunch of hints. And those hints are how to beat the puzzles in the game and how to find certain things. So if nowadays when you pick up this game on the Switch and you don't have a copy of the instruction manual, you're missing a lot of the details on how to find stuff. Ah, you shite. And these right here are Moldorms. If you guys know Link to the Past, this is the enemy of the Harris Tower dungeon that we all hate because it knocks you into the ether. Knocks you. Alright, now we got to do the fun room. Or no, not the fun room yet. Alright, we're saving those bombs for now because we're about to use a bunch of them. Get up. And we want to do that room just because we get the upgraded boomerang. Now, we could have used keys to get into all these rooms, but why do that when you can get through for free? Your mom didn't keep the game manual? Dude, that sucks. Yeah, because the game manual included, like, a map of the overworld, and it was intended that you would literally draw in the notes as you play the game, even maps of all the dungeons. So it's kind of like when you play Silent Hill, the main character's usually, like, Xing out rooms and drawing notes on the map. Well, Nintendo expected you to do the same thing. And it makes this game way easier and less obtuse to play if you play it as intended, which, unfortunately, isn't possible nowadays. Dongos dislikes smoke. I mean, one of my favorite games growing up was Star Tropics, and weirdly enough, at the time, the instruction manual was actually required to beat the game. If you didn't have it, you either had to ask a friend, or you didn't finish the game. And I may play that game at some point just for nostalgia purposes, so I won't spoil why that is, but yeah. It's kind of crazy. Because unfortunately, back in the 80s, no internet. Dodongo. And I think this one's name is also an onomatopoeia for an explosion. Like dun-dun. So I don't want to feed you. I want to blow it up on the side. Nope. Come on. Ah, fuck it. Wow, you know what? Just feed it. That pisses me off. So if you hit him from the side, he'll freeze, and then you can stab him with a sword, and he'll drop 4 bombs. So you kind of get your bombs back if you kill him that specific way, which I missed every single time, and now I have no bombs. Not a Triceratops. In the game manual, they refer to this thing as Dodongos as a rhinoceros-type enemies. But yeah, they very much intended you to play this game by using the instruction manual and the map that they provided to you, so it feels like, hey, I want to play the game, pull up the map, and let's draw on it. Like we're actually going on an adventure, which I think is pretty darn cool. Alright, now it's time to head on to Dungeon 3. Yeah, this game goes pretty quick once you get into it. Let's take this route. I think this route's a little bit safer than running down south. Hey, Magna, what's up? Not much. We finished up all the running around the overworld, and then we got the first 2 dungeons out of the way. Hello there. But we also have the upgraded sword, the blue ring already, and pretty much every other item in the game. I think this game is too much analytical conversations, but I'm curious about your thoughts of Dark Link. Yeah, we'll get to Dark Link when we get to that game. There is some possibilities. Now, I heard this is a theory, and maybe I can get your guys' input on this, but I heard a YouTube analyst try to make the comparison to Ganon as portrayed, because if we're going to be using the understanding that Link is a Christian knight, or a Templar knight in this game, we should try to look at other Christian stories in parallel to this, and one of the ones that came up in her analysis is King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, the reason why is because he's also went down and referred to as the Beast King which Ganon definitely has that title after he turns, or Ganondorf has that title after he turns into Ganon, but we're not going to talk about Ganondorf just yet. He doesn't show up until Link to the Past. In the instruction manual, not the game itself. But one thing that happened to Nebuchadnezzar at the end of his, I wouldn't say the end of his rule, but he was cursed for making an affront to God and therefore commanded to spend 7 years living on his knees eating grass like a beast. So he literally, the king, spent 4 years grazing with the cattle in the wilderness. And as such, he was referred to as the Beast King. He went from being a man to being a beast. Now, the other part of this is that he ruled by pure power, but never internalized any wisdom when it came to ruling. So what he did is he took the best and the brightest from Judah after he essentially murdered everybody there and made them work for him. So he got the smartest people and said, hey, you're going to give me advice. And he didn't really listen to their advice a lot. And the reason this is relevant, at least in this YouTuber's analysis, is because Ganon in this game, he possesses the Triforce piece of power, but he was not able to get the Triforce of Wisdom, so he rules only with power but not with wisdom. And is also a beast. And why there's some kind of parallels to King Nebuchadnezzar when it comes to this. Now, I don't know if that was at all intended by Nintendo when they wrote this game, but it's interesting nonetheless. Well, there's definitely a lot of religion in this game, Woombi, and this is kind of getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it's kind of official, at least in the early games, that there are Christian themes. Look at this. This is official artwork from the game guide of Link to the Past. Link praying before a crucifix, and Jesus on the cross. That's official artwork by Nintendo. So, yes, it's very much intended. It's not really an analysis is projecting into it. That's what they were talking about. Now, whether, Ganon, at least some of the themes when it comes to ruling with power but not wisdom, references Nebuchadnezzar, that's up in the air. But it's definitely trying to get across the point, but Zelda rules with wisdom, but also possesses the Triforce of power. And Ganon only has power, but no wisdom. So, like, I don't know, but it's at least interesting to think about. So, again, this is why I'm asking everyone to do their own research and let me know your thoughts. Correct, courage is not in the first game. There's only two. There's only 2 Triforces in this game. Now, they do kind of expand on that in the second game, but we're not there yet. And we got Dark Nuts, everyone's favorite enemies in the game. Well, it's not that the Triforce didn't have courage, it's just that the Triforces was only courage, or wisdom and power. The concept of them merged together into one wasn't really a thing. Okay. So, my biggest strat when it comes to Dark Nuts is, 1, don't ever try to follow them. Just wait for them to cross your path. And if you get to the point where you're getting screwed over, just leave the room and come back, because it saves your progress. If you kill one and leave, it resets them. So it keeps you safe. But yeah, if you try to follow them, they're gonna just turn at the most inopportune times and you'll instantly die. Like that. Nah. Ah, you shite. See, that's why you don't do that. Come on. Really? Just walk down, you little shit. Right here, right here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there's multiple... The Japanese translation has plural when it comes to the Triforces. So each individual triangle was an individual Triforce. Oh my gosh. Come on, let me get over there. I'm trying to avoid fighting these guys. And my bitrate is going crazy. Alright, we got it. We're out of there. Whew, we're good. So for the purpose of the run-through, we're going to pretend there's no such thing as the golden triangles, or the three, the actual image of the Triforce as we know it. Just individual artifacts that have their own... Yeah. That have their own power. Okay, we got the raft. We are good. Okay, so here are our bubbles, and I mentioned that we were going to talk about them when they showed up. So, in the Japanese, they're referred to as hitodama, which is a kind of orb, like a light orb that appears usually in graveyards, and it's supposed to be a disembodied soul. I've heard the stories about them are different between regions. Some of them refer to them, say that they can be seen before a baby's birth, so that the hitodama is coming in and will then occupy the body of the infant as they're born, where the soul doesn't exist until that point. Also, there's some cases where they're witnessed if someone's knocked unconscious, so it's like they're astral projecting, where the soul leaves the body and travels around. Yeah, Will-o'-the-Wisp is a kind of a Western word for it. In this game, though, again, the American, or the Western instruction manual says that they stick to Link, which is why he can't use his sword for a while after they get hit. In the Japanese version, it says that they possess Link for a period of time, which is why he can't use his sword. Which implied to me that these disembodied souls, probably people who died down in this labyrinth, are trying to possess a body. They're trying to steal a body. Let's not go that direction. I don't want to use a key. Dude, anti-fairies are great. Yeah, bubbles technically do show up in, like, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I remember. Okay. Now we can technically... Yeah, let's go through the open door first. Hello there. Just because I want a key. But we really don't need it. Now, we can go north, but there's really no reason to. I mean, we can do it, but again, there's no purpose. It doesn't hurt us to do so, because we do eventually get another key that replaced the one that we just lost. It just takes us up to see an old man that gives us a hint. Did you get the sword from the old man on top of the waterfall? Actually, yes, I did. That's called the White Sword. So if you didn't know where the White Sword was, or the sword upgrade, this guy tells you. Dude, anti-fairies in Link to the Past are amazing. All you gotta do is throw some magic dust on them, they turn into real fairies. Have I heard of 3i/Atlas? Go ahead and explain it to me. Now, again, we can go through that door, but we are not going to. Bum, 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 bum. Let's ignore these guys as well. Extraterrestrial... hold on, let me clear out this room and... Ooh, ooh. Alright, so it's supposedly an extraterrestrial comment from the way it acts. Oh, so... Okay. Yeah, so you can find some information. Hey, Night Bulbous, no worries. Alright. Let's get on going. I mean, we really don't need to go this direction either. You know what, let's just skip this, because the only reason to kill all of them is to go through an unnecessary room. So let's not do that. Actually... There we go. Now let's fight the Manhandler. Ah, shit. Come on. Oh my gosh. Get your little mouth over here. There we go. Oh yeah, so the shape of the dungeon, Frost Gem, yeah, this is the Manji. This is referred to as the Manji. And it's, weirdly enough, is, I believe if you look at it from the Buddhist perspective, it's supposed to represent, like, a weird, like the footprints of the Buddha on his path. But even the Western term we use for this symbol, which I don't know how YouTube's going to feel about me saying by name it, whatever. It's, weirdly enough, a Sanskrit word meaning, oh, let's see, what was the translation on it again? It's like to be fortunate. It's literally an Indian Sanskrit word meaning to be fortunate. And of course, it's been poisoned in the symbol's been poisoned in the, more specifically the Western mindset. The East doesn't look at it that way. It's really in the West that we do, but... And there's another variation of the symbol where it's supposed to represent the 4 elements, so each of the tips is one of the 4 primal elements in whirling motion, because it's supposed to be spinning. So it's like a creative force in that sense. So yeah, it's a good luck dungeon. And in some places, they actually use the symbol on a maps to notate the position of a temple. So if you're reading a map and you see the symbol used, it means there's a temple in that location. Boy. Alright, give me a second. So now, we are going to head... What do I want to do right now? Yeah, let's just do Dungeon 4. I was considering grabbing another item first, but let's just do this because there's 2 heart pieces. Technically, there is a heart piece we can get right now, but it's time efficient not to get it right now. But yeah, I like to interpret stuff like that and understand the... Look at how multiple different cultures interpret the same things, rather than only focus on what my culture interprets a thing as. 1 for the mental flexibility, but 2, you get more information. You might send it in Discord. Yeah, sure. I'll take a look at it afterwards. Because at the end of the day, as soon as we're done with this, and we'll see if I doubt I'm going to be able to get through the whole game in this one stream. If I wasn't pausing to talk, then I could beat this whole game in 3 hours, but that's not the case here. Well, Draco, the Zola were always... I want to say they were always aggressive all the way up until Ocarina of Time, with the exception of the guy that sells you flippers, but... Okay, so these right here are the Vyres. And they're supposed to be... Actually, let me clear this room real quick. And then we'll read the description in the manual. Okay, there we go. Okay. So Vyres are referred to a thing with 2 keys when Link cuts through the sword. Okay, so they don't really mention it here. Let me check my other notes. Sorry. I thought it was in the manual, but it's not. It is not there. Notes. And it's not on here. It's not in my notes either. Okay, no, I found it. So, they're described in the translation as devils that control the keys. So they're literally demons that control bats. Their name is Vyre. It's a contraction of vampire. So literally, we have vampires in this game. Who knew? And in the manga adaptation, weirdly enough, there was a Vyre that acted as a spy for Ganon and would literally follow Link around when he was going through the dungeons and report back. Which I find pretty cool. Okay, I think I just got the thing in Discord. I'll take a look at it in a bit. In full depth. Again, we don't need the compass, but I'm getting it just because my collectible mind says I have to. Beautiful. Eh. Nice. Okay, come on. If you time it right, you can kill both the keys before they're allowed to start moving. Got it. Now, come on, grab it. There we go. And let's just ignore the rest of the room. Nice, all three. Now, we can just skip this room real quick. We have to come back here anyways, so let's just move on. Ah, I missed it. Got it. Oh god, likes. So, well, weirdly enough, I found an origin for the name like. It's kind of interesting if I can find it. It's in my notes somewhere as soon as we clear the room. I get to a piece of safety. You have the names for all the bosses in your game? Nice! Yeah, we'll have to go over it, maybe when we jump on Firebreak together later. And we got a stepladder. Because that's such an amazing magical artifact. Alright, let me pull up my notes real quick. Scroll up, scroll up. Okay, I like. So, supposedly, this is the information I got, is the name like is based upon an idiom that translates to even bugs that eat grass have their own tastes. And it's essentially a weird way of saying everyone has different preferences. Now, in the idiom before it gets translated, they use the word ski multiple times. And it literally translates to like. Hence, like. Ski, like. And the bitter grass within the idiom is tade, which is close to tate, meaning shield. So it's the reason why they eat shields. At least that's the information I came across. So it literally comes from that idiom, the name like, and the association with shields. No, God, stay away from me. Now, we technically can go up, but there's no purpose behind it, and I'll show you why in a second. And we don't even need to turn the lights on here. Just head straight up. How would a like taste? Probably, weirdly enough, I think likes taste like octopus, at least in terms of consistency. I mean, just look at them. They seem like they taste like octopus. And boom. So the reason why there's no point in going to there is because it'll take you literally into the small platform in the center that legit can't, you can't do anything from it. And it's supposed to teach you, the reason it's here is because it teaches you that your ladder can only go one step. So you go through one room where you can do a ladder and one over the gaps, but here it shows you can't do that. Now we are also gonna... Oh no, we're gonna have to. Oh shite. We're out of bombs. I seriously almost want to leave the dungeon and go buy some bombs before we continue on. Oh, crap. Because if we go north, we have to fight another manhandle enemy. And I have to fight them just with a sword, which is going to be painful. Oh, let's just do it. Oh, this is going to suck. I really don't want to fight this guy legit. I have not fought one of these legit in a very long time. Ah, crap. And there we go, we lost it. There goes my perfect run. Come on. So if we had bombs, we could literally bypass that entire thing. Walk into the waterfall, which we already did. That takes us to the one lady. And we have to use a key when we wouldn't have had to use it otherwise, but whatever. Okay. Gosh, and below us is a giant room filled with, at least in this wall right here, the Eye of the Serpent. So this is the snake dungeon, by the way. And I have to figure out Eastern snake symbolism as well at some point. This room is just a troll. Just a troll dungeon. Yeah, this is the rope dungeon. Ah, you shithead. Oh, come on, grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it, grab it. Got it. Alright, so for anyone who's played the most recent, oh, not the most recent, but Tears of the Kingdom, you're gonna recognize this boss right here. We have the series' first Gleeok. Except there's something cool about these Gleeoks that don't show up in Tears of the Kingdom, which would be really cool if they did. I'm gonna try to do this back and forth. Is their heads, when they get defeated, fly off and start shooting at you like a flipping turret. Imagine fighting them in Tears of the Kingdom when they would literally do this as well. That'd be cool as shit. What is it, dog? I think Sam maybe has somebody outside. Either that or someone parked up the street. 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta go check on him. Alright. Uh-oh. I think... There we go. Sorry, the right ear gave out on the OBS. Yeah, but I think I got the audio working again. Alright. There we go, and we are Dungeon 4 down. Okay, so we got a couple things we want to do before we get to Dungeon 6. First things first is we want to go purchase some meat. Now, technically we can get a meat cheaper. I think you can get them down to 60 rupees, but you know what? We have enough money, we're good. No, we're not skipping 5. We're just doing some other things first. Because since we have both the raft and the ladder, we can get 2 heart pieces that are literally right next door to each other. What influence? What influence are we talking about, Break? You shithead. Give me a heart. Give me a heart. So I know that the drop rates on this game come down to, I think there's 12 individual item slots, and for every enemy you defeat without taking damage, it cycles through them. And like if you defeat the 10th enemy or something like that, it has a guaranteed like bomb dropper. It's something like that, if I remember correctly. Stopping the adventure to buy meat? No, dude, if you had an influence on me, I'd be getting butter and eating butter like you do on stream. Bombs, there we go. Actually, since we're here, let's just buy more to make sure we're maxed out. It's not gonna hurt us. Boom, boom. And now we got 11 hearts. And we just got bombs for free. Whatever, it's fine. What Zelda monster would I eat? Oh, something fishy. I like fish, so maybe some kind of ocean enemy. Oop. I'm not gonna eat the Zola. We're not gonna eat the Zola, no. That's just wrong. between the nutrients. No. I mean, there's plenty of normal fish. I mean, we literally have fishing minigames. We have normal fish there. Oh, crap. We actually lost my heart. That's not good. And we got it right back. I mean, I wonder what Tektites would taste like. Actually, now that I question it, what are Tektites? Let me scroll over the manual. Tektites are spidery things that jump all over the place. They probably taste like crab. You know what? I'm gonna say that as canon. They taste like lobster or crab Tektites. Oh, I forgot to talk about these enemies, but the Peahats. These guys right here, these Peahats. Now, in the English manual, they refer to them as the ghosts of flowers. But in the Japanese, for some reason, they translate it more as like they're the avatars or physical manifestations, like incarnations of something like that, which I don't know what that means. I don't know how to feel about that just yet. To be 100% honest. Okay, we got our bracelet, our power bracelet. That lets us push rocks. Is a precursor to the Goron bracelet, among other things. Yeah, if you can find it, Break, and get... I did find a website where the entire purpose is doing the side-by-side translations. Alright. And now... Oh, by the way, this is the first time we've made it into the graveyard, and one thing I do want to point out here is we have Christian crosses all over these graves. These are not designed with a Japanese mindset at all. But let me head up real quick and to get to safety so I don't have to deal with this Gini, G-H-I-N-I. Boom! Master using it, and you can have this. So, me and Break I was asking Break the other night regarding burial practices. And let's switch over the screen. So we're going to have multiple different types of headstones. This is going to be more of a traditional one, but they also have this type, which, according to him, kind of originates in India. But they're supposed to have 5 tiers aligning with the classical elements and the 5th element, which is usually either void or ether, or however you want to pronounce, whichever variation on it you want to use. And they have the different gods that are associated with each individual tier of the gravestone. But they specifically didn't use the types of graves that would be common in Japan. They used Christian graves. So I just want to reiterate that it's not a fan theory or a headcanon that that's what this game, the intention behind the original games. It's explicit in your face. All right. Boom! And now we have the magical sword. So remember earlier when we got the white sword, I mentioned that if you take a white sword in the Zelda franchise and then imbue it with additional power, it becomes something more powerful. Usually they say you can make a master sword out of it. Well, the Hyrule Historia specifies that this magical sword is not a master sword, but it is the most powerful magical weapon or sword you have at this point in history. And that is because the master sword in this era is missing, and no one can find it. Therefore, this magical sword is the most powerful weapon that's available. But my presumption is here in the graveyard, literally that gentleman imbued our white sword with magic in his little hideaway, and boom, now we have a magic sword. Well, which one, Draco? Because there's more than one master sword. In canon. Now, this is the last little thing before we start moving on to the next dungeon, but we have our first variation of Lionels here. And I find it kind of cool that the only 2 locations we really see Lionels is 1 on Death Mountain and 2 outside the graveyard. Okay. And Lionels are kind of interesting. So in here, they refer to them as the guardians who attack all those who come near Death Mountain. Watch out. He's pretty strong. Link's little shield can't stop the sword. But in the Japanese translation, it specifies their guardian deities. And it's not for those who approach Death Mountain, it's those who approach 10. According to Brig, that everything's in kanji except for the word 10, which is in katakana, which would suggest that it's a foreign word and not a Japanese word. But when we were looking through, we really couldn't find a translation for it. So I'm just sticking with the Japanese word 10, meaning things akin to heaven or the sky or some kind of otherworldly plane. Which, if we use that as a translation, Lionels is a guardian deity to prevent those from accessing 10. It sounds like it's more of a Shinto temple guardian, preventing those from accessing it in that sense. Which makes it even weirder, because now we're merging Eastern and Western theologies and philosophies together in the same game. Which we have even more than that, because the fairy fountains and the ponds they come from are very Celtic in origin. So even when they're trying to make a game focused on Western theologies, they still manage to inject their own, whether intentionally or not. It says, okay, actually I figured that out. It says it repels those who oh, it did specifically say Death Mountain? Okay. Well then I take back everything I just said, if that's what it actually says is Death Mountain and not 10. Okay. Then just ignore everything I just said, people. Alright, so even though, yes, we're skipping level 5, we're going straight to 6, the only reason why is because we're literally right next to it. We're literally right next to this area, so let's just continue onward. And unfortunately, this is where the Wizrobes show up. Screw Wizrobes. The most annoying enemy in the entire game, in my opinion. Okay. And sadly, this dungeon is full of them. So I think this one might be my favorite just because it's themed very well in terms of the dungeon items. Is your error on that because there's a section you thought was attached to the previous monster? Oh, gotcha. So you misread it. Gotcha. Okay, no worries. So yeah, I retract my entire statement there. Now we can technically go up. We have enough keys. It just has another old man. So why? Here's a question I want to pose and see if everyone has an answer or thoughts. Why are these old men in the dungeons in the first place? I mean, this is a labyrinth, or they're called labyrinths in this game. This labyrinth is full of monsters guarding a Triforce piece, and yet these guys kind of live here? And if these are the same people that have that kind of understanding and are aware and friends with Impa, it would also imply that all of them are kind of interrelated in their own little society. They have very strict zoning laws. I don't think they're ghosts, but I mean, it also kind of goes hand in hand with the question of who made the labyrinths in the first place. Because let's keep in mind that the enemies in these dungeons, or the labyrinths, are not the same enemies that are in the overworld. So, like, there's some hypotheses that these were made by the royal family at some point, and Zelda specifically kept them here, but these enemies are here to keep Ganon's minions from finding the Triforce piece, and these old men are kind of there to aid in the process of someone who should be getting them. But that's kind of a stretch, so I don't know, to be honest. If anyone has any thoughts, let me know. Got it. I mean, there's no rent in these labyrinths. The monsters are just roommates. Let's leave it at that. Oh gosh. Oh god. We're going to die. We are so gonna die. Ah! Okay, I need to switch over to arrows now. Come on. Because I do not want to go anywhere near those like-likes. And these are another ones where you don't want to get too close, like, mess around with them too much, because they do teleport randomly. Okay, we're good. Just run, just run, just run. You know what? No, I don't want to go up, because I know what's up there. Ow! Oh my lord. See, this is why I do not like these guys in the slightest. Just go, just get out of there. I spent way too much time in that room to begin with. Oh, shoot. That's what I'm looking for. Just go up, just go up. Okay, we're good. Okay, we got a safe room. We're good for a little bit. We do have a potion, so we can grab it at any time, but I'm trying to avoid using it at all. Okay, now this one, Dungeon 6 is referred to as the Dragon. Which I don't know why that looks that way, but whatever. This dungeon has cherry soda in it. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Oh, jeez. No! Nope. Run away, run away. And these are kind of like the Dark Nuts too, where you don't want to... Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to use... Darn it. Ah, I'm pissed. I've never had to use a potion to the very last dungeon. Ever, so I'm... Maybe just because I got the streamer curse right now, I don't know. Here's what it is. It's literally just once you lose your laser beams, because arrows don't work on those guys, if I remember correctly. Oh, I just lost one of my ears. Hold on. For some reason, the Switch has a problem with audio giving out in one ear. And the Magic Rod. Now, this is confirmed to be the same wands that the Wizrobes use. Which is why I like this dungeon, because the theming goes together at the end of the day. So this is kind of like a wizard's labyrinth. Like, this one's specifically for where they reside. And they don't get really very specific about what the wizards are. My headcanon is they're just kind of like corrupted warlocks. Or corrupted magic users. Who knows? Oh wait, no, I don't want to go this direction. So there's actually no reason to go into that room. We're gonna head all the way down and head towards the boss. Oh shit, you little bastards, leave me alone. And the cool thing now is these, because we have the magical sword, we can kill them in one go. Now why that is, most likely just because we deal so much damage now. But I like to think that because we have a magical sword now, we can kill evil entities in one strike. So these vampires, we slay in one strike now before they can summon their bats. Oh, you shithead. Stay away! No, I don't think they do as much damage as the arrows, unfortunately. They do get better once we get the Bible, but... yeah, they go straight through the wizrobes. Alright, we're good. Ah, you shit. That's why I don't like them, is they just teleport randomly. There we go. Well, let's just ignore you guys. Why fight enemies unnecessarily, right? Oh boy, now we can technically fight these people, but why? When we can literally just head up into the next room. And fight Goma. Our first Goma. So deadly! Hello there. Dead. One-shot KO with an arrow. Weirdly enough, Goma's not a spider in this game. It's a crab. It's referred to as a crab. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it is a Tektite Green Superstar Man. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Okay, we're good. So where are we at right now? We got 5 out of 8 dungeons done. She changes species all the time. It wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I like the idea that it's like a queen Tektite, so to speak. I think that sounds pretty cool. Alright, so let's head over to Dungeon 5 now, since we're doing these out of order. And that Piat really does not want me to. Oh yeah, Break, did you find the Japanese translation for the Piats? Oh my gosh. It is not letting me leave! The RNG is not working for me. Oh my lord, this is gonna annoy me. You know what? Screw it, just let me move. That's bullshit. There should be no reason for that. The AI should randomly move in other directions too. I did. It calls them flower avatars or incarnations, which I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what it means by that. Like, that does not help us understand what a P-hat actually is. But they're definitely not intended to be flesh and blood enemies, which gets more into the spiritual aspect of the plot, but I don't know. Did I just take damage? Because I'm not paying attention? Alrighties, now it is time for this is probably my least favorite dungeon, only because of these enemies. The Pole's voice. Now, technically, when you're playing this on the Famicom, you actually can kill every Pole's voice instantly. There's a clue earlier on that says the weakness is sound if they make loud noises. The controllers had microphones built into them. And literally all you had to do was scream into the controller and they would all die instantly. But our controllers don't have that. So we can't do that. Instead, they make them die in one hit to arrows to compensate for this. But it's just like, why? Why? Dig Dogger hates certain kinds of sounds. Yes, he does. Dig Dugger's gonna be the boss of the dungeon, and weirdly enough, it's kind of cool what it is. Like, you wouldn't know it from this game, or the Western version of the game. The enemy's called an Unira in the Japanese translation, which it's kind of referred to as like a sea urchin type enemy. But that's just Uni. Unira is, weirdly enough, a reference to an older Nintendo game called Cluku Land. It was an enemy in that game that didn't like sound, and that's why they made the reference here. But also, it shows up in Super Smash Brothers, and I bet no one noticed. Okay. Come on. Wait. There we go. Give me the bombs. That's what I'm looking for. Ah, darn it. I'm trying to get bombs back and it's not... You shit! And I'm out of bombs entirely, so we're gonna have to go this direction. That sucks. We may have to leave the dungeon if I don't find some, because I need to head that direction. I think maybe I should just stop trying to be clever with the Dodongos and just fight them normally. Oh, Gibdos, hello there. Weirdly enough, these guys are not weak to fire in this game. I think it's the only game they're not weak to fire in. Let's keep going and see if we can get lucky with a bomb drop. Maybe we'll get lucky, otherwise we're gonna have to just leave. And they can't hit me from this direction. And we can win it KO them now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to leave and come back. We do one more room, otherwise, yeah, I'm leaving. Yeah, no. Okay, we're gonna have to come back to this dungeon. Damn it. Because there's literally no way to get the dungeon item without it. Which means we can't beat the boss. Let's just go ahead and grab the map first, though. And this is a lizard. So we had a snake, a lizard, and a dragon. Ah, there's the bombs! We're good. We just got super lucky. Really? You are a dick. You going to bed? No worries, dude. Take it easy. Have a good night. Oh, there's all my bombs back. Is the shape of the dungeon E.T.? It does look like E.T., doesn't it? No, it's supposed to be a serpent, or a lizard. Come on. Come on. Got it. Yeah, these guys are really not as hard as everyone makes them out to be. It's really just, if you try to chase them, they can damage you really quickly. You kind of just have to wait for them to come to you. Hello there. Ooh, hello. Full health, we're good. We good. I'm playing on a SNES, a Super Nintendo controller, because I don't have a Switch 1 NES controller, just the SNES ones. Double strike, heh. One more. Hello there. Now, the Dark Nuts. I think they're just supposed to be corrupted soldiers. I don't recall. I know that the Armos Knights, the ones we see in the Overworld, they're actually they're described as soldiers who have been turned to stone. So those aren't just pieces of armor that have been possessed, they're literally human beings that have been turned to stone and then later get animated as rock sculptures. Which is kind of messed up. Dark Nuts. They're not called Iron Knuckles, yeah, they're just called Dark Nuts. Actually, I think they're not. It's not even Dark Knuckle. It's what is the term for them? Give me a second. It's called a Turtle Knuckle, so it's Ta'atanaku is the name for them. I think that's how you pronounce it, Ta'atanaku, and it translates to Turtle Knuckle, not Dark Nuts. Am I down here at the bottom again? Okay, yeah, we are. We're good. Yeah, it's more of like, I think the Dark Nut is more of a phonetical similarity, which is why they stuck with the name. Oh, shoot. Oh, shouldn't have done. It doesn't matter. We have 9 extra keys. Yep, I don't care, old man. Leave me alone. But yeah, it literally, it's Turtle Knuckle is the direct translation of it. Yeah, enemy names 100% are weird. Let's just keep squeezing by all of you. Ignore all of you. Okay, we're good. Let's just squeeze right past him. Go through the door. So I don't know, do you guys think I can finish the entire game in one stream? Because the next stream's gonna be really short. If we stop after the next couple. Ooh, all of them in one go. So this enemy, the Dig Dogger, which is going to be the boss in the next room, if you guys remember in Super Smash Bros., the spiky balls, like you grab the little metal ball, you throw it, and spikes start shooting out of it, that's an Unira, which is from Clu Clu Land, and that's the namesake of this enemy, and they don't like sound, so let's shrink that sea urchin. But this is supposed to be the same thing. Ugh. Got it. Boom, 6 out of 8. Go away. Ah, boy. Alrighty, so the next one is probably considered the most obtuse of the dungeons to find, but weirdly enough, there are, I think it's referenced by Impa in the instruction manual, how to get to it, but also there's some people, like old men caves, that tell you how to get to it as well. Take me to Dungeon 3. Yeah, it's Tatonaku, which sounds very similar to Turtle Knuckle. No worries, Wimby. Good night. Why is not taking me to Dungeon 3? Dungeon 3 is the closest. You little okay, you know what? This is close enough. Yeah, the turtle definitely refers to shell and armor, so it's like the armor plus the knuckle from the punch, so it's supposed to show strong defense and offense. Oh, so since I'm gonna go to the fairy fountain real quick just so we can max out our health, but there's a weird little story beat in the manga adaptation. And again, remember, this is non-canon, but I think it's kind of freaking cool. Apparently, in one of the dungeons or something, Link actually dies in the manga. Legitimately, he just flat out dies. And his companion, whose name is Biri, and his talking parrot named Watto, literally bring him to a fairy's fountain and try to resurrect him, while Link is stuck in a purgatory dimension. So they bring him to this right here. It's just random as all hell, I don't know. Now again, completely non-canon, but... Kaboom! Dungeon 7, let's do this. Oh boy. This is gonna be tough. Okay. See if I can remember my way around this place. So this is where my memory starts getting hazy. Is probably dungeons 7, 8, and 9. I don't get that yet, just in case I need bombs later on. Look up. Oh, we got the ringleader. You little bastard! Oh, hello, fairy. Blue gorillas. Who knows? Maybe they're named just phonetically after gorillas. I don't know. It's entirely possible. Getting food? No worries. Oh, we actually don't need to fight them. The door's already open. I think originally they're supposed to look like kind of like moles or something. Wait, I don't think I needed to come this direction. We didn't. Crap. Yeah, this is where my memory of where to go kind of starts to fail me. I think we go up from here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, yes we do, okay. They become more dog-like in future games. What future games are they in? I don't recall, to be honest. Oh my god! The lag! Okay, there we go, we're good. Only 2 in Link's Awakening. Oh, I lied. I do remember them in Adventures of Link. We good. All right. Yeah. Let's head on over. And let's not fight you guys, because I do not want to waste my bombs. Oh, shoot, I did not want to pick those up. And we had no reason to come down here either. Crap. So I'm probably just going to have to play this level legit. Let's head up north. Yeah, it lagged in the original too. It's just there was way too much on screen. Not much we can do about it. Hello, hello. Before we do anything, let's bomb the wall just to see if this one opens up. No, that's not this room. Okay. Okay, we good. Okay, yes. This is the room where we did that. Okay, let's ignore this guy real quick. Cool, and we can ignore them too. And the most obtuse puzzle in the whole game. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Little gorilla that is hungry. That's the grumble is supposed to represent that he's hungry, so we feed him meat. Yeah, it's very obtuse. If you don't know, you probably are not going to figure out. But again, the instruction manual does give you those hints. And we are now in the demon dungeon. Yeah, it's supposed to be a stomach growling, but the onomatopoeia of it's not that great. I think it's better translated into Japanese, but whatever. I want my heart back. So I can shoot lasers out my butt. Got it. Okay, we're good. Unfortunately, the only way to proceed, I believe, is going through here. You little bastard! Stay on the other side of the room for me. I don't want to see you. Luckily, the boss of this dungeon is really not difficult at all. So we'll have max... Oh, never mind. We have max health now. And the red candle, meaning we can use the candle as many times as we like now, not just once per room. Yeah, I think we'll probably... this is normally the time I stop streaming, but I may just go straight through and just make it extra long. Just to be 100% honest. Okay, yeah, let's just do that. Hey, it's your spirit animal. What, the demon? Is that what you're calling your spirit animal? You little shithead. I just got my health all the way back. Might need to get some more water pretty soon. The guy grumbling, someone who gives you meat. Oh my gosh, I know. Like, I've been trying lately to eat more of it, because, my trainer has me on a, he wants me to eat more at the end of the day. So I'm like, oh god, so I've been eating way more meat and way more just in general. And it's hard. It's legitimately difficult to eat more when you're not used to it. Like, when I think I was talking to you, Brick, but when I tried to go pure carnivore only, it did not work for me. I just had so much stomach pain. I don't think I'll be able to. Plus, it's just a lot of work, in my opinion. Ow. I'm happy that these Hitodama don't actually damage you, they just mess with your sword. Come on, just gotta take you out. Oh, there's my heart. Goodbye. And we're right there. And I don't know why they did this. I feel like it's kind of lazy. We have another Aqua Mentis fight. Done. You're trying to avoid fast food places because of the amount of times you got sick after it. Like, honestly, Frost Gem, the reason I avoid it is because it's so dang expensive at this point. I could legitimately get better quality food for less money at a sit-down joint at this point. It's kind of depressing. Or maybe not depressing. I think it's nice because I can get better quality food and spend less money, but... yeah, it's just a thing. Alright, so now we're heading off to the at least the final dungeon to get the Triforce of Wisdom piece, but there's one. We technically have 2 more dungeons because we gotta go do Ganon's Tower. You still eat Chick-fil-A, that's because they're one more strict on the food. Yeah, like where I'm at, probably the only fast food I'll eat at this point is either In-N-Out or Farmer Boys. Because they are much more strict with the type of food that they handle. And weirdly enough, In-N-Out's weirdly, like, crazy cheap here. It's crazy cheap. Or if you want to go just for a burger, the Habit's actually pretty reasonable if you don't get a meal. If you get a meal at the Habit, then it gets a little bit more up there. But just the burger itself is not bad. Alright, let's see if I can remember specifically. Oh, you little bastard. No, it's above us. What's the worst part of having a cold? No, it's not here. Let me see if I can remember where that... oh, no, I lied, actually. No, it is down here. Okay. I was gonna go all the way around through the desert to the second dungeon, but I think we can get to it from here. It's down south. Yep, there it is. And this is probably the most obtuse dungeon to find. And the only clue, I believe, is from an old man saying you'll find it at the dead end. And that literally is a dead end because there's a bush in the way. Dumb. Dumb. But it is what it is. And this is the lion dungeon. Yep. Like, I don't get colds very often, so... you can't taste anything. Yeah, I can see how that sucks. Get it? Yeah, one go. We're good. Yeah, Raymond. Like, I was watching the VOD this morning. Yeah, the shout-out from Remedy's developers for the channel this morning was crazy. So for anyone who hasn't wasn't watching the developers of Remedy playing Control this morning, they legit shouted out the channel. And I was losing my crap. They silently plugged the Game University channel. Ah, see that? I should have known better. Hey there, Ray. What's going on? No worries. We're almost done. Yeah, if you guys want to go to the Remedy Entertainment YouTube channel and check out the Control stream that they did, yours truly made a weird appearance on it. can't... Oh my gosh. This guy is just not getting in a good position. Look at me! Okay, there we go. Oh my god, screw that guy. And there's our Bible. It's called the Book of Magic in this, but it's the Bible. I mean, there's a cross on it and everything, but I think it's the translation's about Bible. If you look at the characters, yeah. And now we have Holy Fire. Granted. So now, because of a magical wand from a cultist and the Bible, we have witchcraft. Yeah, it very literally says Bible. Hey there, Luigi of Destruction. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Much love. Hope your day is going well. Ah, shit. Okay, we're not gonna use up all of our bombs. Oh my gosh, come on. There is all of my health. Oh, you little bastard! Oh, and I forgot to mention, these guys are not actually called manhandla. They're referred to as Paku flowers, which is the original name for piranha plants in the Mario franchise. They were literally described as a four-headed piranha plant. Okay, let's just try to avoid these guys real quick. Because now I gotta fight all of them legit, which is not fun. Oh, at least we got some health. Oh, my neck. Sorry. Okay. Now for what is probably going to be the most terrifying. Okay, question. Do we want to go for the magic key? So technically there is a secondary dungeon item in here where we get an infinite key. I don't think we need it. And honestly, I really don't feel like fighting past another manhandla. And no, because... Shit, because I think the map's up north. Shit, I think we're gonna have to. Okay, good luck. Because now we gotta fight this thing. Oh, crap. Let's focus on these one at a time, because they do... Shit. Okay, we're good. And if we have to run out of the room because we get cornered, it's perfectly fine because it doesn't reset their spawns. You freaking bastard. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we're good. Run. Just run. Just run. Okay, there's only two of them this time. But we can just skip past him because all we need to do is the key. We don't actually have to fight these guys. Just go. Just go. Just go. Oh, and we have to do these guys again. Actually, no, we don't. Yes, we do. I lied. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Just run. Just run. That's right. Come on, kill him. Oh, you little bastard. Okay, let's see if we can get lucky. Okay. At least we killed him and we got the bombs. We're good. We got the map. This run to get the magic key is kind of terrifying. Oh my gosh, come on. Open your eye. Open your eye, you little bastard. Oh, that's right. It's blue, which means it takes more than one arrow. Yes, I'm breathing heavy. We're good. Now run! Run, 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 run. Okay. Wait, hold on. I want to take out Pole's voices first. Shit. Oh my god, we got the stopwatch. Yes! That's a Deus Ex fuck you to clear out all these areas. Oh my god, did they really just do that? I think they locked me out of fighting these guys. Oh no, I just have to use bombs. Okay, we're good. That's bullshit. Because I can't get into there without it. Well, that's really bad RNG right there. Whew. Good game thing this game doesn't have shield durability. Dude, I hate the fact that we have durability in the later games. I mean, it technically started with Skyward Sword, but you can easily repair those and eventually upgrade to get the shield that doesn't break at all, which is a great reward. But I hated the era of the Wilds because of weapon durability. It was just... I don't like survival games to begin with, but the fact that they decided to do that, it just takes away so much. 1 second, I'll take a look at the super chat in a second. As soon as I get out of here. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, screw you. Fairy! Oh my god, yes. Okay, at least we got lucky there. Okay, good. No, why'd you run away from me? Get over here. Okay, good. And gotcha. I did not realize there's two of them standing inside of each other. And no, that's not a dirty comment. Okay. This room sucks just because you can't just camp these guys. You have to avoid the balls at the same time. Come on. Oh my gosh, are you gonna come down? There we go. You little pendejo. Oh, there we go. Let's get out of here. Oh my god, swing your sword, swing your sword. Take out the Gibdos at least. Alright. Oh my god, stopwatch again. Yes! Oh my god, we're good. No, they're actual real enemies, because in this game, it's not just the keys exist, but there's also demons that manifest and summon the bats, named Vyres, who are basically vampires. And I just ran into my own holy fire. Oh, speaking of which, that's why I mentioned the old men and how if you attack them, their fires attack you. It's because it's literally the same fire that this is. Oh god, I really, really wish that we had the ability to just shout at the controller and use the microphone to kill all these guys in one turn, but no, Japan gets all the cool stuff. Well, let's go switch over. I'll show you the pictures of them real quick, Flarouche. So these right here, so these are the keys and those are the Vyres. So literally these things will summon those. So yeah, it's a thing. Boom. And now for the difficulty spike, we have yet another Gleeok. But this time it has 4 heads. And usually I just tank this guy. Because you'll literally get all your health back the second that you pick up the Triforce Shard, so it really doesn't matter. Okay. Sorry, Raymond Rodriguez, I'm just getting caught up. Thank you so much for the donation, buddy. You are awesome. Fist bump. Hope you're having fun in here. Alright, let me grab some water. Alright. And that is done, and we are maxed everything. Do I want to? Hold on. Let me... I might. Okay, so I might refresh my potions and just get another maxed out red potion. That way we can go into the Ganon's Tower maxed out. Let me see. I think it was up here. It's somewhere in these forests. There it is. I think it's... There it is. Okay, there we go. Hello there, buy some medicine? Yes, I'd love to. But let me use the medicine I already have. And there we go. Alright guys, 2 seconds. Let me go refresh my water and I will be right back. Alright. And we're back. This is why you're not brave enough to beat Zelda. Honestly, Raymond, like, you should give it a try at some point, just for the fun of it. For bragging rights at the end of the day. Alright. And now for probably the most frustrating thing of the... Oh, shoot, no, no, no. Sorry, I dropped my controller. Hopefully I didn't mess with the audio. Nope, audio's still good. Alright, so now we get to head up to one of the most reoccurring locations probably in the entire Zelda franchise. Not just Death Mountain, but Pinnacle Rock. Which, weird enough, I think Pinnacle Rock is a mistranslation. Because I think they called it like a You can correct me if I'm wrong, Break, but I think it was less to do with Pinnacle... Or a Spectacle, sorry, Spectacle Rock. I think it was supposed to be translated as like twin rocks or something like that, but they just, because it looks like a pair of glasses, they said, you know what, spectacle. And now we know it is spectacle rock. How tough am I? I beat Zelda 1 without using save states. I mean, I've still never beaten the original Mario without using save states, but... yeah, Zelda 1, I can do this. Now, Zelda 2, on the other hand, is a whole different story. Oh, perfect. Give me my fairy, and we're maxed. I'm actually terrified to do Zelda 2. Oh my gosh, give me my heart back, you little shite. Okay, so unfortunately we're not going to start this dungeon with full hearts. Ah, there we go. This level is a freaking troll. Like, no joke, literally the entire dungeon is a flipping troll. It's kind of ridiculous. And I'll show you why in a second. Alright. Alright, so how they design this initial area is it's a giant circle. You will literally go, if you just follow the path normally, you literally will just go in a giant circle. And there's no path that takes you forward. So you have to find the secret room, otherwise you'll stay here forever. And the enemies keep respawning when you go too far away. But the solution is, rather than follow the path, is you say screw it and go to the center of the circle. So if you look at where I'm at, all the was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8 squares surrounding it are just a giant loop. And now we have our first, what are these things called? Hold on, what are those things called? I forgot. They're called landmola, because they're like landmines? Giant centipedes. I don't know. They might be a reference to another game, who knows? Oh! I did not want to use that. Come on, Holy Fire. This is what happens when you have the power of Jimmy on your side. Power of Christ. Ha 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 ha, I win. No, you like, stay away from me. I do not trust these things in the slightest. I really don't want to lose my magic shield right now. Oh, and this dungeon has Patras in it too. Those things are annoying. Okay, let's see if we can avoid fighting these guys. Goodbye. Give me a heart. Please give me a heart. Just give me a heart so I can shoot my lasers. No. Darn it. Spectacle Rock was a bigger rabbit hole than you thought. Apparently there's a real world Spectacle Rock in Nagasaki. Really? I didn't know that. Okay. And I think we're gonna have to fight. I don't like you guys. Okay, I got one down. at least I got you out of the way. One more. Okay, compass. Again, I don't need the compass, but I'm gonna do it anyways just because I feel like I'm obligated to. And ignore these Poes. Or these wizard robes, not Poes. Poes aren't in this game. And this Patra, we're gonna ignore this guy. Now, if I remember correctly, these guys do show up in the Four Swords game. But I don't think they're in a lot of Zelda games at all. Yes, because I totally want... Rupees technically are good, because that means you can spam arrows, but... Because the intention is that if you don't have your laser sword, you can use either the magic wand or the arrows, but honestly, once you get the Bible and the magic rod, there's no reason to use arrows, in my opinion. Oh gosh, and of course I can't use this. Come on, kill them all, before he starts attacking. You little shit! Take them all out, take them all out. Got it, okay. Okay. I think each one has a random cycle as well, which is frustrating. So the hint seemed less obtuse in Japanese because of that cultural context, though it honestly doesn't look like a real spectacle rock. Gotcha. Okay, we're good. Come on, if I can at least take care of you, okay, I feel better now. Okay. Okay. We still technically have 2 full potions, but it's still nerve-wracking. Oh! Yes, yes, fairy, 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 come to me. Shoot. Shoot, I'm screwed. Yep, I'm screwed. Get my... Come on, these Hitodama are killing me. And yes, I'm gonna call it that because it sounds better than Bubbles. We're not here fighting Powerpuff Girls. And we came this way because we now have... This is an optional dungeon item, but it's the red ring, which means we again cut our damage in half. Okay, we're good. Bubbles would kick our asses. I mean, death battle. Who would win, Bubbles or Link? And also, which Link are we talking about? Because I think, if I remember correctly, this one is called the Last Hero, or the Final Hero. Out of the 12 or 13 different Links that show up in the franchise. Seems like we have 2 votes for Bubbles winning. Oh, shit. Oh, get off of me. We have, I think, 2 more of these we gotta fight, too. Little bastards. Go to the next room. That is a stupid hint. Because all it means is you have to find one of these goes to another room. But, whatever. Ooh. Hold on, I gotta grab that before it disappears. And I lose it as I pick it up. You freaking bastard. You bastard! I'm getting greedy. What's the last item in the inventory? Technically, the last item was the meat that we used in Dungeon 5. No, Zoe. Sorry, she's scratching at the door, but she's not allowed in for this stream because I'm playing on Switch, and she has a habit of knocking the streams over. Or knocking the Switch over, plus with how temperamental the audio is. I don't want her breaking something. I think this one's a little bit easier, just because it doesn't expand, so we can... Okay, let's let it wait until it spins around normally again. Come on. Got it. And this is a necessity to get the actual dungeon item, because if you make it into the final boss, if you go confront Ganon without this, you literally cannot win. You literally cannot win. Ooh. Come to me, come to me, come to me. Yes. Okay, we're good. I just hate that you can lock yourself into the boss fight and without telling you it's required or making it obvious that you have to... That's not what I mean. I mean, it's easy to miss it if you don't go down here. It's kind of like a Secret of Mana. The first time I played through Secret of Mana, I literally soft-locked myself in the final boss fight because I didn't level up the final, one of the type of magic you needed in order to beat him. Okay, well, I'm screwed. Oh, that's right, you don't get it from bombs. Never mind. So I literally had to replay the entire game. I had to replay the entire game because I soft-locked myself without the proper magic in the final boss, because it won't let you reset. I was pissed. And our silver arrows, which weirdly enough are required to slay Ganon. We have to remember that in the future. And the thing is, it was the first time I've ever played it, so I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, boy. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost done. 5-10 minutes. Hello. Now, there's one last thing I want to point out in the final boss room after we beat him that I'm not sure what it means, and it circles us all the way back around to why the Triforce was inverted, or the Triforce power is inverted in the opening's title screen. I have some thoughts about it, and I want to get everyone's opinion. Well, silver's also a element of purification as well. So it makes sense that it's used to exorcise demons. Okay. Let's do this. I'm scared, I'm scared. Go away, go away, go away. let's just skip it. Just go. Just go. Wait. I think it went the wrong way. Yeah, I went the wrong way. It might make me go all the way back around, though. It's really locking me out? Ah, crap. Oh, I'm pissed. Alright, we're gonna have to do a huge loop-de-loop to get back to where we're supposed to be. I just said 5 minutes, and no, it's not gonna take 5 minutes. Shite. The eyes of the skull have secrets. No shit, Sherlock. Ah, stay away from me. Stop chasing me. Okay. It is what it is. Alright, let's see if it'll just open it up if I walk back into the room. Like, I would have thought that door would have just reopened as soon as I beat the Patra, but no. Go away. Are you open? It's still closed. Okay, yeah. Bollocks. I literally have to do a full loop-de-loop again, going back to like halfway through the dungeon. And that's why this dungeon's a troll. Because if you don't do it, if you make one misstep, it literally will send you back through all the rooms you just cleared. Luckily, the Patra isn't respawning, so that's good. Oh god, please don't make me fight the Wizrobes again. Please! It's gonna make me refight the Wizrobes. Great. Ooh, at least I got a heart. And I lost all those hearts. Oh my god, really? You're stopping perfectly on the ladder so I can't walk past you, but I also... Alright. I think we're good. We're almost back to where we left off. What's the highest dungeon count Zelda had? In an individual game, probably Link to the Past, because we had 8, arguably 9 dungeons in the Dark World, plus 3 in the original. So, 13 dungeons in all? If I remember correctly, I think that was the most in any individual game. And no, we are not gonna count, the Era of the Wilds because that does not count. That's 4 regular dungeons. Okay, so here's the room that I should not have gone past. There we go. Now we're good. Now we are good. Okay, we're good. But the dungeons count as 13 isn't that much. Shrines aren't dungeons. Yeah, I fully agree. Shrines are not dungeons. Oh my gosh. Like, luckily we still have 2 full potions that we have, and we're almost to the or not the Bowser fight, Jesus. Ganon fight. It's 5 for Breath of the Wild because of the DLC dungeon. I don't know if I should admit this, but I actually haven't played the DLCs for Breath of the Wild. Those games were just too big for me. I have very limited time to play games, so having to invest 100+ hours into something, it really needs to hold my interest, and yeah. I never went back to it after I finished it the first time. Yeah, I'm one of those... This is going to be triggering, but I'm one of those Zelda purists who really didn't care for the Era of the Wild games. Like, getting through the story the first time, great, but it's not it's not replayable for me. I'll probably replay them for this series we're doing, but yeah. And I'll just be 100% honest about it, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably because just in general, I don't like open world games as a general rule. It's just not a structure that I find appealing. Alrighties. Let's do this. And this is the annoying fight where Ganon decides to turn invisible for the entire fight. And you literally have to hit him anyways. I think it's like 4 or 5 times. Two. Okay, good. Oh, where are you? There you are, 2. Okay, I'm taking a potion now. The longest heart refill ever. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Shit. Where are you? Got it. Okay, we're good. So all it takes is 1 silver arrow to beat him once you get him down, but if you have a limited time to hit him, and if you miss the shot, it resets the fight. Or you have to beat him down again. Now, this is the detail that I was mentioning. The Triforce piece is inverted here. Now, that's not seen anywhere, and I know there's a lot of stuff about Tetraforce theory. It has nothing to do with this, because this is the Triforce of Power specifically. Now, the only thing that I can think of about why this is here, because in the next room, when Link holds above his head, it's upright. It's not like the Triforce of Power is innately inverted, it's just Ganon was using it inverted while Link picks it up and now it's upright. I think it's kind of like how if you take the cross and invert it, it's supposed to be an affront to the power behind the cross. So Ganon using the Triforce inverted is an affront to the power that created it. So even though we're not using an actual cross, we're using this symbol instead, the same dynamic is still is at play here. That's my hypothesis. Well, it's not just that it landed on its tip, it's also in the logo of the game. It's inverted. It's inverted in the logo. Oh, and let's keep in mind, Ganon's body is now just nothing but ash now. That's important for the next game. And we're done! Literally, it took us almost 3 hours exactly. We started the stream at 6:30, it's 9:30. 3 hours exactly. Well, we know it's corrupted, Draco, but it comes down to why the extra symbolism behind it, which I think that is a fair opinion, but I'm good to be disproven. And that's it, everybody. That's the original Legend of Zelda in a nutshell. So again, we're not going to discuss anything else in the retrospect of the entire franchise. We can see how a lot of the stuff that happened here is a foundation for what eventually came, but also how things got, I wouldn't say retconned, but got elaborated on as time went on. Ba-da-ba-dum, yum-dum. Oh gosh, because yeah, the entire purpose behind our playthroughs right now is just to look at each game as a standalone and dissect everything that comes out of it before moving on. Because I think it's easier to disentangle the entire franchise and how it fits together and the sequence of events easier if we come at it from this approach. So the big things we need to keep an eye on for this game specifically is Triforces, or individual triangles. That does change later in the franchise, but let's just accept that for now. Impa is the center of a secret society of some kind, quote-unquote. We know what that is later on in the franchise, but that's hinted at in this game. And we have some Christian symbolism throughout the whole thing, as well as a little bit of Buddhist and Eastern philosophy that shows up as well. But past that, we don't really have much. That's the long and short of it. Oh, and one little thing, I don't think I pointed it out. Let me see if I can find a copy of the map real quick. It's just some really cool environmental storytelling, but let me see if I can find a picture of the map. Where is it? I don't think it's in the instruction manual. I might have to pull it up off the internet. Yeah, let me see. Zelda 1 Overworld. And open image, a new tab. There we go. I'll switch over real quick. So if we look at this here, there's a lot of greenery down in the bottom right. This is close to the ocean side, but this is where the pinnacle, or the spectacle rock is, where Ganon's tower is. All of the dead trees and forests are circling here, or starting here, and it's slowly working its way out. So you see in the northwest, it's all dead, but as you get to the southeast, it's still alive, showing that the corruption's starting from here and working its way in this direction, but it hasn't yet killed the forest in this side of things, which I think is a little cool bit of environmental storytelling. Oh, gosh. But I think that's really it right now. I'm going to take some time before we're doing the next one, partially because I want to get some feedback from everybody on extra thoughts you have. Maybe I was wrong about some things. Maybe you have additional information or other ideas. I want to include everything when I go to make the edited video on this. But also partially because Silksong's coming out next week. Wink, wink. That's all I'm saying as a spoiler. Later, guys. Night. Thank you all for hanging out, and you have a good week, okay?